everyone, welcome to the Tropic Marin channel. My name is Sam Nitzer, this is my wonderful wife Marine, and we're here in the facilities of the SciReef, our new company that produces corals through spawning. This video is supposed to give a little update what happened since the last time, because quite a lot has happened indeed.
We're still building our facility here, but we already had 3 spawning events, so we're basically building the plane while flying it. That's kind of how it feels like quite often. First are always the corals, that the corals are doing well, and we are taking care of all the babies and the mothers, of course. And while doing that, when we have some extra time, we're building the facility. Finally, we have a sink where we can wash stuff. Before, we had to do it with a hose on the ground, with the drainage on the ground. That was a bit annoying for a while.
More comfortable
so
this
it's
way.
much healthier for the back now. It's definitely better. 3 systems are full of babies. They are growing. They are starting to get colors finally. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram. In the beginning, they are just brown, and now after a couple of months, the fluorescent colorations are coming through. So we see green and purple and pink colors. It's really exciting to see the babies finding their individual coloration. So that's really cool.
This system is also getting crowded. These are also grown from eggs. These are a bit older, between 1 to 3 years. There's another video about the lights that we installed that also shows the corals in more detail, so you can check that out. It's getting crowded, which is good, of course. And towards the end of the year, that problem should be mitigated, because a lot of corals are gonna be in need for a good home. So that's the plan. The controllers are getting installed to the walls where they're supposed to be and not on the ground. Step by step, everything is taking the shape it's supposed to have. These are the Australian mother colonies that spawned this last winter, and all the babies that are now growing in the tanks are offspring of these colonies. And right now they go into the Australian winter. Temperature is going down, and towards the end of the year they should spawn again. It's not just the Australian corals in here.
Yeah, we also have some of our former babies, basically. These are a couple of corals in here that we spawned already a couple of years ago, and as you can see, they have become quite big colonies. And of course, we want also to raise the next generation, so the babies of our babies, so the F2 generation that is completely made in Germany, basically.
Some of them should spawn this winter. We also have offspring of the Austera that are now almost 2 years, and they're fairly large for 2 years, I would say. Also the big ones here. These are all our own offspring, and they should spawn this fall as well. We're happy with how the corals are doing in the facility here, given that everything is still very new. Yeah, but it's not just the coral babies we have here. We have some other babies as well, our little helpers.
They are a bit scared right now because Robin was cleaning earlier here, so they are a bit skittish. Usually they always come out to feed.
Thanks, Robin.
Robin is scary.
These are sailfin mollies. Everybody knows them as freshwater fish, right? But you can acclimate them to full salinity, which takes a bit of time, and you have to do it carefully, basically. But then they're perfectly fine in seawater, and they also reproduce in seawater.
You can also see them here. The bigger ones are not as scared right now.
Yeah, they're all born in full salinity. Yeah, we usually put them in when we start a new system and cycle the system, and you have the phase with the diatoms and the fast growing microalgae, and these are great for cleaning that up. One of my favorite helpers.
And they're also really good partners with a lot of other fish, I think. Like there are some fish that are a bit more skittish, especially in the beginning, and these are, I mean, unless Robin is cleaning, the really young ones. The bigger ones, they're really not scared at all. Like you can really see when you have them in company with other fish, the other fish are really a lot more happy.
Yeah, if you get new fish like tangs, for instance, and they're in the beginning still a bit freaked out. And you have these calm, cool bodies in the tank, then that definitely helps to get settled in. Yeah, and then we also have a bunch of funky little snails, or slugs, better to say. These are Elysia. It's a sacoglossan snail. These are great bryopsis eaters. So bryopsis is a nuisance algae that a lot of you probably know from first-hand experience. And these guys really clean them out really well. That's why we reproduce these as well. So reproduction is not as easy, but it can work quite well. We also have them in the main tanks, like up there you see one that is a bit bigger. I mean, that's basically as large as they get. And we want them especially with the baby corals. So if there is bryopsis popping up here and there, then these are great for just keeping that down. We also have our Oman clownfish, Amphiprion omanensis. Most of the other fish we have all have functions like the mollies and the rabbit fish, the tangs, filefish, etc. But these we just have for fun basically because I really like them a lot. They get fairly big but are very calm towards the other fish. They're just not friendly towards human hands and they have very sharp teeth. So sometimes I have slight regrets of putting them in, but they still outweigh that. So.
And our babies are growing, so they soon need a lot of more space. So we are just filled 2 more systems that we are cycling now. In a couple of weeks, the babies can move in and take up more space because right now they're just like a centimeter. End of the year, they should be more like this.
Yeah.
And
3 to 4
so they need like
centimeters.
at least 4 times the space they're using up now before we can get rid of them again.
So next week we'll also install the lighting systems, the Bee Ocean lamp. There's a video about that lamp actually on the channel, so feel free to check that out. So this is going to be illuminated next week, then skimmer comes in, and not much after that, then we'll put in the first corals. So we're cycling usually just quickly. There's also a video about that, so feel free to check that out. Anyway, so the first corals that come in are like Colastria, Montipora, some hardy acros, and then once everything is kind of smoothly running, we'll bring the babies in, and then they can grow out until they need a new home. There's more.
More glass tanks with clean water. The other system where we just added water, just the same as the other one basically. That is also just the exact same kind of system that we have to grow out our babies with the 3 levels basically. So the tanks are not as high as the ones for the adult colonies because juvenile corals we're just gonna grow out like maximum to like this size. So they don't need to be as high as for the mother colonies that are much bigger. Electricity.
Yeah, our electricity is finished. So we got a new subunit or whatever the English name is for the system. So on this breaker box is only the Aquaria systems, nothing else. So there's no issues with breakers tripping because of some other appliance that died.
And all of our 9 systems basically run individually as well. So in case some technical issue happens with one system, not everything is screwed, of course.
Yeah,
so
each of them is 2 main breakers and then like almost 10 sub breakers. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Took a while until it was done. So in the beginning, we started in September. None of that was here, so we had to use a lot of extension cords and all that. It worked out, but this is much nicer. Yeah, we also got a generator, like a diesel generator, because every aquarist's worst nightmare is a blackout. We hope we'll never need it, but we have it.
There will be another video about what happens in an emergency. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe to the channel and we'll be here.
And that includes also the institute, because at the ICBM we still have the aquarium facilities are running and they also need an emergency system.
Well, thank you guys for following what we're doing right now, and we keep you updated. So subscribe if you want to see more in the future and see how our babies are growing.
Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.